my shirts up. Where do you go? What cleaners you go to?
The one next to the bagel store.
Oh, I go to the one this girl's family has. I would have had to bring my shirts. Wait, would you get the memo about the gray jacket, Rudy?
I guess so. I don't get many memos. I must have
Must
got
be a
that one.
change of season.
Yeah.
Jan, I missed you last meeting.
I guess we're ready.
Yeah.
Nancy, we good?
Yeah.
Okay, the Monday, November 4th, 14th, 2022, 7 p.m. work session meeting of the Wyckoff Township Committee is now in session. Roll call, please.
Sorry about that. Mr. Madigan?
Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Mr. Melchiong?
Yes.
Ms. Rubenstein?
Yes.
Mr. Shanley?
Here.
And Mayor Boonstra.
Here.
The work session meeting. This regular work session meeting of the Wyckoff Township Committee is now in session. In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, notice of this meeting appears on our annual schedule of meetings. A copy of said annual schedule has been posted on the bulletin board in Memorial Town Hall. A copy has been filed with the municipal clerk and has been posted on our municipal website. And a copy has also been emailed to the Record, the Ridgewood News, and the North Jersey Herald News, all newspapers having a general circulation throughout the Township of Wyckoff. At least 48 hours prior to this meeting, the agenda thereof was similarly posted, filed, and emailed to said newspapers.
Okay, is everything signed?
It looks to me like
We all
everything has
good to
two
go?
signatures. Yes,
Okay.
Darlene was out today, but they appear to have two signatures.
All right, thank you everyone who signed vouchers. I'll take a motion to open the work session meeting for a public comment, 10 minutes total, 2 minutes per speaker for any public comment on any governmental issue that a member of the public feels may be of concern to the residents of Wyckoff.
So move.
Second?
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
Mr. Melchiong?
Yes.
Ms. Rubenstein?
Yes.
Mr. Shanley?
Yes.
And Mayor Boonstra.
Yes. Motion carries. If you have a comment, please step forward to the microphone or to call remotely, 201-891-7000, extension 2220, if you wish to make a comment.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, how are you?
I just have a quick question. Is in the business meeting, is it a 5-minute public comment time?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else wish to comment at the work session?
Seeing and hearing no one, I move to close public comment.
Second?
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
Mr. Melchiong? Ms. Rubenstein?
Yes.
Mr. Shanley?
Yes.
And Mayor Boonstra.
Yes.
An
Yes.
affirmative vote, the motion is approved.
Okay, moving right along. A review of the 8 p.m. agenda map.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Under item 8, consent agenda, there are several resolutions. First is 268. It authorizes, it reappoints our CDBG representatives. As you recall, we passed this resolution earlier in the year. However, the county is requesting that we make change so that the dates correspond with their fiscal year, with the federal fiscal year for the program. So that resolution's on. Resolution 269 authorizes a contract with Valley Health Services for our CDL mandate compliance. 270 amends a resolution we passed 2 meetings ago, Resolution 261, for the non-participant shore laterals on the Paul Court project, so that we'll actually be paying the developer, not the contractor. That was an oversight on my part. And 271 through 273 are our standard resolutions. Under motions, we have one tonight for the Chamber of Commerce. They're going to hold their Santa event and tree lighting here at Town Hall, Friday, December 2nd. They'll also a request to memorialize the request of the Board of Trustees for the Zabriskie House to post 5 sandwich board signs on private property, advertising their holiday open house that begins on November 21st and runs through December 3rd. And finally, welcoming a new firefighter into Fire Company Number 1, Paige Alvarez, effective November 14th today. There is also, I believe, one ordinance for second reading and public hearing, which is an ordinance amending the salary ordinance for this year for town hall employees, clearing up for the position in the building department and in the tax assessor's office. Just a couple updates. Friday, we went out to rebid for our solid waste and recycling and vegetative waste collection services. Bids are due back on December 1. The DCA has awarded $10 million in American Rescue Plan firefighter grants to 293 fire departments in New Jersey. As you recall, this was a special meeting we had just to pass a resolution so we can apply. We were one of the lucky 293 departments, and we received $33,000 towards the purchase of gear washers and dryers. And if you look through the list of the awards, it's pretty much the highest that was given to a volunteer fire department. A lot of volunteer fire departments around the state received less. The maximum being about $50,000, which was given to the career departments such as Patterson and Atlantic City.
Congratulations.
Thanks to Nancy, along with Al and Tom in the building department, for working together to get the load calculator for generator applications into an interactive form with seamless docs on our website. Should make the application process for home generators easier and help get them through the building department. The grip pavement on Russell Avenue at Helena Avenue was installed 2 weeks ago after our last meeting. The draft of the 2022 municipal calendar was circulated to the department managers today for review. The calendar might be a bit delayed as we just need to still get it to the printer, but we're expecting it to be in homes by the middle of December. DPW has been busy with leaf collection. We are currently in District 6. We ask all residents to be patient as we move from district to district, and a reminder that leaves start to be piled on your property and not in the street on the pavement. Our annual tax sale is scheduled for this Thursday. Applications are being accepted for part-time administrative assistant for the DPW, 20 to 25 hours per week. Anyone interested, please apply through our website. The military tribute banners will be coming down for the year. Or they've started to come down, and the rest of them will be down tomorrow and stored. And in the process, as we take them down, the wreaths are going up. And a reminder that white goods collection is suspended for the remainder of the year. And finally, just an upcoming event. I believe the Green Fair is this Saturday, 11 to 2, in the Shopmeyer Room at the library. And that's all I have for a report.
Thank you, Matt. Policy action items.
Done.
All done, okay. Township committee reports. Pete, could we start on your end tonight?
Sure. Thank you, Mayor. First, I want to actually congratulate you on
Thank you.
re-elected. Serve another 3 years for the Township of Wyckoff. Matt hit on a few of the topics, but Environmental Commission, they're actually meeting tonight over in the Ladderback Room. The Green Fair is this Sunday at the library from 11 to 2. It was one of the junior commissioners' projects, so if you're available, please attend. I will also be driving down to Atlantic City tomorrow for the League of Municipalities to go to the Sustainable Jersey Luncheon, where we received our silver certification. Secondly, the DPW, Matt touched on the leaves, and I just want to let the residents know our DPW is out there, doing a great job as always. We always hire extra seasonal help for leaf season, work 5+ days a week. And it just happens to be this year, nothing that we could control with Mother Nature, but because of the drought this summer, the leaves came down earlier this year, and it seems like they came down all at one time. So it's definitely a little bit slower than previous years, but the DPW is out there full force picking up the leaves. And just lastly, Matt also touched on the veterans banners. It was another great year for our veterans banners program. They go up Memorial Day through Veterans Day, and this past Friday was Veterans Day, so I just also wanted to thank all the veterans that have served. That's all I have tonight, Mayor.
Thank you, Pete. Tom?
I too wish to congratulate Rudy Boonstra on his re-election to the Township Committee. At the same time, congratulations to the Rampo Indian Hills Board of Education elected trustees Tom Bogdansky and Doreen Mariana, as well as the Wyckoff K-8 Board of Education elected trustees Lucia Shersha, Tony Molina, and Jim Shabbat. Second thing, I think I'll just mention it now, hopefully come back later. But as a follow-up to my September 2, 2022 memo, I believe we're going to discuss and affirm a long overdue LoSAP increase for our volunteer firefighters and ambulance squad so that we can approve the required resolution at our January 1st, 2023 reorg meeting. 3, I'm looking forward to an action-packed league and municipality get-together this week. There's several things I want to do on Wednesday with seminars in the hall, so I'm looking forward to that. Just want to remind everybody we have upcoming police negotiation talks next Monday, November 21. I'd also like to congratulate the Ramapo girls soccer team, state champions. They won the state championship over the weekend, and hope we'll be seeing them sometime here in December. And as fire commissioner, I also note Paige Alvarez and her volunteerism being affirmed this evening, and that's all I have.
Thank you, Tom. Melissa?
Just quickly, Zabriskie House is gonna hold their holiday open house Saturday, December 3rd. And as Tom touched on, I think you all have my memo from November 10th asking that LoSAP be increased to the full CPI this year, which is $15.87, recognizing that we're in a tough financial year. We've had a lot of increases kind of across the board. I would suggest doing it over 3 years to increase by 150 in 2023, 150 in 2024, and 137 in 2025. So, don't know when you want to discuss
I
that.
think when we're finished with our reports, we'll circle back to that.
Okay.
Have a discussion of that.
And
Tim,
that's it.
is that it? Oh, Tim?
Thank you, Mayor, and congratulations on your reelection.
Thank you.
The rec board's meeting in about 15 minutes down at the rec center. The update, football season is over. Unfortunately, the Pee-wees lost in the finals in the Super Bowl over the weekend on Saturday at Indian Hills. It was 0-0 through 4 quarters. They went to overtime, and Oakland scored in overtime to win the game. And unfortunately, Oakland won the Super Bowl, and our Wyckoff Pee-wees lost. The seniors had a good season, but they lost in the semifinals to Montville. I want to congratulate the Ramapo girls soccer team for winning Group 3 state championship by beating Cherry Hill at Kane College this weekend. They won on penalty kicks. After overtime, they didn't score. They wound up winning on penalty kicks, and the Ramapo goalie stopped 2 or 3 kicks that sealed the deal on winning that game. So it was a tremendous win to win the Group 3 state championship for Ramapo. Unfortunately, the Ramapo football team lost in overtime in the state championship to Northern Highlands. That was in overtime too, but unfortunately they came out on the wrong end of that one. But it was a good season for the Ramapo football team. We had, Matt and I were down, and Rob was there too, for the Ridgewood Water Roundtable. They're still in the process of getting things together for the replacement of lead lines leading to people's houses. But this time they're gonna finance it and ask us to pass an ordinance to collect it in the taxes on it. And Matt will give us a further indication as to how we do it. But they also discussed their treatment of PFAS in their water, and essentially have told us that for the most part, the PFAS is not in the water that you drink right now. The only time it shows up is when their pressure is down, and they have to use the wells that they're still, not sending through the filters for the PFAS. And that usually only happens, they said, in the summer when people are watering lawns and the water pressure goes down. So they've gotten a bunch of treatments that are going into most of the wells, but they're still working on getting more treatments to those wells that they know still have PFAS on them. Is that correct, Matt?
Yes.
Okay, I don't wanna misspeak.
Yep, no, so just to further on that, with the lead line replacement project, we have very little in town, 16 known properties right
Right.
now. And that'll be handled, hopefully, will be handled through a special assessment, but that still needs to be worked out between the three receiving towns and the village of Ridgewood. And then with the lead lines, not the lead line, with PFAS, the number one thing to say is that they are working. They are working as quick as they can. Actually, we'll see here in Wyckoff, probably May, I think it was December 14th, the work session for the planning board.
Yeah.
December 14th,
Yeah.
which is the work session for the planning board, should be the introduction of an application for 2 large facilities, one on Cedar Hill and the other one on
Hartung by the Ames Field.
on Hartung by the Ames Field for their 2 treatment facilities, which, if approved, could start as early as mid-spring,
Spring,
early
yeah.
summer of 2023.
Right.
But the one thing they did say, and they wanted us to get out to the residents, is that they have just completed an interconnection with Passaic Valley
Passaic
Water
Valley,
Commission,
right.
and
Correct.
they've rehabbed the
Yeah.
connection that they have with Veolia,
Yeah.
formerly Suez, formerly United Water.
Formerly Hackensack Water.
And they have,
Keep up with it.
so the water that we're getting from the water that's in the Ridgewood water system, at least at this time of the year when the demand is low, has very to little, it has PFAS, but it is below the,
Parts per billion.
it's parts per trillion.
Trillion, yeah.
Parts per trillion, and it's MCL, it's a minimum contamination limit.
Yeah.
So it meets the standards for municipal drinking water.
And that's all I got, Mayor.
Thank you. Okay, I want to thank everyone who supported me on election day and election evening, last Tuesday. I never thought I'd be around this long, but I still am, so I appreciate your support, everyone here and everyone out in the community. It was gratifying to go through this election season. I also want to, as Tom did, congratulate the 5 Board of Education candidates who were successful at the ballot last Tuesday as well. We look forward to seeing them take their seats and do a good job for the township. On November 2nd, I attended a ceremony at Goffle Brook Poultry Farm. And the ceremony was to publicize the award that Goffle Brook has received. I should say a grant, the award of a grant that Goffle Brook has received from the federal government. This is part of the Build Back Better, one of those programs with all that money in it. And Congressman Gottheimer was there. There was a representative there from the administration in Washington, who was in charge of these grant programs in New Jersey, out of Mount Laurel. The New Jersey Secretary of Agriculture was there because this is an ag use. It's an expansion of an ag use. And the amount of the grant was $4.3 million. It's huge. And Goffle Brook, which 3 years ago purchased the property behind them, that old factory behind them, for a total of 5 acres, which is what is required for a farm in New Jersey, is going to build a 30,000 square foot processing plant on that site. And they're going to reconfigure the entire site on Goffle Road. They're going to demolish the old houses. It's a huge, huge project. And I was excited because it's an agricultural use, and it's going to keep that property in ag, which I think is important. It's an expansion of that use on the site now. It's going to clean up the whole place. It's going to there's going to be traffic pattern that removes the holiday traffic off of Goffle Road, which is a big plus. So it's kind of exciting, really, and it should be a big improvement down there. So I just wanted, but as Matt said, it's going to be an application. they're gonna come in front of the planning board probably, in January or February with a big application. It's gonna be a big job for the planning board to get through this. I attended an Eagle Scout, Court of Honor on the 6th. Colin Tubbs, who's the 4th Colin we've done this fall, I think. I attended the Board of Health meeting last Thursday night. Rich Calby was there from Ridgewood Water. Matt kind of covered that already. There was also discussion about the regulation on these mobile food trucks, like these Wonder Trucks that you see all over the neighborhoods, and where they're inspected. And they're inspected at their home base of use where the food originates. So that was a concern on the part of some, but the county rep cleared that up. On the police end, I don't know if anyone's seen around town, we have a brand new Chevy Tahoe on patrol. We're happy to have it. It's really a sharp-looking police vehicle, and I think we have another one coming, or two. We have two more coming, I think. One right now. Okay, and I guess that's it for me. Rob.
Yeah. This past week, I spoke to the attorney representing the owners of the barn with regards to the sewer extension. I think we're on the same page with the developers agreement now, so that guys should see that project starting to move forward. But I know that's gonna reach a number of residents, not just the barns. That's a good expansion project of the sewer. I was, as Tim and the mayor said, I think I was for at least a part of the meeting, roundtable meeting with Ridgewood Water, and like Tim covered that, but I also did get a chance to speak to their administrator before the meeting started on the measures they took with the pickleball noise, because that seems to be coming up, and the good news is, she said the measures they took made a difference. So,
Okay.
I guess the soundproofing on the inside, she said they originally did soundproofing on the outside, and it wasn't enough, and then they put a different matted system on the inside to go along with it, and
They changed the hours too.
they changed the hours. But she said, I don't have it yet, I'll follow up. She said, and Matt, if I don't get it, we can follow up. She was gonna send me the information from the vendor, the company that sold them the soundproofing systems. I don't know if they come by and look and develop a plan, but at least we can get some costs so you guys know what it would cost if it's something that we're gonna pursue.
What was the hours? They said they
I think it was 8 o'clock.
8
it started.
o'clock. They didn't allow it to start till 8.
Right. That's all I have.
Thank you, Rob. Okay, back to the LoSAP discussion. Tom, I'm gonna start with you because the original proposal was yours. I thank you for making the proposal, and Melissa, we have both members of the Finance Committee here, who each having a proposal, so let's figure out what we're gonna do. Tom?
Yeah, I just want to comment, I was pretty clear in that September 2 memo, and I just want to reaffirm what Melissa said. Both of us are on budget, and I'm reaffirming that, the proposed increases, particularly the updated one that we have in front of us, fits in from a budgetary standpoint. I think it's good for our volunteers, and I look forward to finalizing the direction we're going so we can be prepared at our January 1 meeting.
And as I kind of just mentioned before, the way it works is that the maximum for 2022 could be 1587 for all of the members who qualify for LoSAP, which has historically in the past few years been about 80 out of 110. And my proposal is to do an increase of $150 in 2023, $150 in 2024, and the remaining $137 in 2025, and then address any CPI increases after that.
Pete, Tim, comments, thoughts?
No, I'm in support of that.
I mean, it's sort of 6 and 1 1/2 dozen the other,
Right.
kind of.
No, I support it 100%. The updated numbers here, I think it's the least we can do for our volunteer fire
Exactly.
department and ambulance corps.
Okay.
So for a matter of procedure, I
Yep.
had a conversation with Gary last week about this, and it's his thought that the resolution should not stage it because you technically can't pass a resolution which binds the hands of a future council.
Right.
But what he does recommend is that we put it on as our standard resolutions now, on January 1, where we set the rate for the year.
Yeah,
So
I agree,
it's
I agree.
done every
Yeah,
single year.
that makes sense.
So
That was my understanding anyways.
I think it just needs to be well documented for
Yeah.
this meeting that everybody's in agreement, so that we know, and Nancy knows, we can just put it in the tickler file, that each year we will pass a resolution on January 1, setting the rate for the year, even if it doesn't change.
Yeah, okay.
How do we ensure, I mean, just because we're not doing a $437 increase this year, how do we ensure that because we wanna break it up, how do we ensure that next year, I know that we can't technically bind the hands of the committee, but I wanna make sure that we don't do 150 this year and then nothing next year.
Well, I can tell you that we'll add it to our standard resolution, so it will be there.
Yeah, you can put it on the resolution, can't you?
Yeah, we'll put it
This year will be $150 anticipated. I would document that as well. I don't have a problem with that. I think it's.
Let me talk to Gary, see if there's a way we can document it in the resolution, but actually make it so it's not,
You could probably
it
document
just
it in
need,
there,
it just
and you
needs to
could
be updated every
maybe
year.
say non-binding.
Yeah, well, the answer is if it's automatically put on each J1, the committee would have to affirmatively remove it in order for it to
Right.
not be implemented.
Right.
But then is it gonna be a standard 150, or is that dollar amount gonna change?
No, we'll make sure that each year it goes up to match the memo that's,
For 3 years.
for 3 years.
And then the fourth year.
Fourth year, it'll have to be addressed again.
It'll be static unless further action is
Unless
taken.
further action is taken by the
Yeah.
governing body, but then it also puts it in the front light that it's there, and if we need to amend it, it's there, and we have to amend it every year.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. So we'll have do we want a quick vote here, or we'll just go ahead and do
No,
it?
I'm just gonna do it.
We'll just go ahead and do it, yeah,
Right.
okay.
Just make sure it's documented that everybody's.
Yeah, we're in
Everyone was in
consensus here,
agreement with it.
and it'll appear on the reorganization meeting and the following too, okay. Anything else, because we need to move into closed
No,
session?
but can I make one other comment?
Yeah?
Yeah, I just want to say to our fellow committee people, as fire commissioner, I want to thank you for the support. We know we get dedicated volunteers, as we all realize, and I just want to particularly note the efforts of Matt Cavallo, Diana McLeod, and our auditor, Gary Higgins, who all contributed to the necessary background, history, and summary that you spent so much time on, so that's great. I look forward to it. Good.
All right, thanks, Tom, thanks, Melissa.
And Mr. Mayor, we need to pass resolution 22C9.
Correct, that was where I was going. So, I'll take a motion to approve resolution.
It's not in there, it says XX, but 22C9.
C-22C9,
Motion to approve.
to enter closed session.
Second.
So, clarification, point of order, can you please enlighten me, what's the motion, what are we second, what are we voting on? Going into closed session?
Yeah.
Sure, the closed session is, the resolution's on the dais in front of you, yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
Mr. Madigan?
yes.
Mr. Melchiong?
Yes.
Ms. Rubenstein?
Yes.
Mr. Shanley?
Yes.
And Mayor Boonstra?
yes.
With an affirmative vote, the motion is approved.
Okay. So we're going to closed session.